Hi, my name is Hannah, and I'm delighted to be sharing the results of my snapshot study, generously supported by the Farmers Club Charitable Trust. My study was titled Slow Growing Broilers in Denmark. So in the UK, interest in slow growing broilers is increasing and they're being promoted through various initiatives. But I was interested to see how this compares to Denmark, who've got similar interest in slow growing broilers, but the population of poultry is only 22% of that in the UK. So to do this, I visited two farms that are currently growing slow-growing broilers, and I also visited researchers at Aarhus, part of Aarhus University. So at Aarhus, they're doing great research with organic poultry systems and dual-purpose breeds. So I helped them set up a trial looking at performance and welfare of different genotypes of birds, which they start in an indoor system and then move to an outdoor facility. So that's encouraging that just like here in the UK, Danish universities are investing in research involving slow-growing broilers, and it's definitely a current topic that we should continue exploring. So it was great to see the outdoor ranges that they used being covered in plenty of grass, clover, young willow saplings here, which not only provide shelter and enrichments for the birds, but also environmental benefits. We were able to share ideas about analytical methods, the design of studies, and management of birds between our universities. And I was particularly interested in their use of maize silage as an enrichment source for the broilers, something which they apparently love, and it was fascinating to see which breed of chicken discovered the pan with the silage in first. I then visited my first farm, and the ethos of this farm was to produce good quality local meat. They used the slow-growing Hubbard J757 breed and produced around 340,000 birds per year, growing them in cycles of 65 to 74 days. The farm had added value to their business by incorporating their own slaughtering and processing plant on site to process the meat that they sold into their farm shop, their restaurant, and to local supermarkets. This meant they could be specific about the cuts of meat that they wanted and also reduce the road miles associated with the chicken. The farm was also making efforts to reduce the soya in their feed and replacing it with maize, sunflower, rapeseed, and peas. They were using a low stocking density of around 7 to 9 birds per metre squared, compared to the conventional systems which use up to 19 birds. The farmers said that the slow-growing broilers made good use of the extra space, and it was really nice to manage them and watch them move around so freely. The second farm I visited had a very similar attitude towards meat quality and bird welfare. They were producing organic turkeys, as you can see here, as well as ducks, geese, and broilers. They were only growing animals from March to November, and they packed everything down over winter to manage the grassland and also maintain the best quality environment for the animals and the meat, as well as the workers. The broilers they were using were Norfolk Blacks, and they were encouraging them to forage and explore outdoors by incorporating forest, as you can see here, as well as spreading out the mobile homes around the range. I also met with nutritionists and people working with management of feeder and drinker systems in the industry. It was great to discuss the possibilities of using soy-free diets and also be reminded of the importance of correct water management systems to improve the hygiene and productive performance of the broilers. I got to see some innovative feeder designs that aim to improve hygiene and reduce spillage in the shed as well. So in conclusion, slow-growing broilers still appear to be a niche higher-end product in the Danish market. And there have been recent issues with large producers switching to slow-growing broilers and then having to switch back due to the lack of economic viability. So there's still speculation about the level of uptake. But farmers using slow-growing broilers appear to enjoy it, and they appear to be interested in reducing their reliance on soybean and trying to improve their environmental footprint. Moving forward, it's going to be interesting to see how the use of slow-growing broilers develops in Denmark and whether any other poultry producers try to make the switch. Thank you again to the generous support of the Farmers Club Charitable Trust for making this study possible.